I've talked a lot about this before and people didn't like it too much, like men in particular. But I do think it is a lot harder to date as a woman high earner, and especially as a Black woman high earner. And there's a couple of reasons why I think that is the case, but generally speaking, it is harder to date. And in my experience, one thing that I have noticed is that men, when they like come into your sphere, especially if you're someone who's not necessarily like withdrawn or or like quiet per se, right? Like you have opinions and they don't like that.
First of all, men don't want a dumb woman. We do want you to have an opinion. How else will you be able to help us as we grow and build together? The issue here is this woman may be annoying. She throwing her degree and title in the man's face with the belief that her high earning job makes her the most intelligent person at the table. What is her attitude like? Are you allowing the man to get a word in during the conversation? Based on my anecdotal experience of dating high earning Black women, the attitude and the looking down on the man is rampant.
Right? And some of them, they just want you to like shut up and be quiet and just be behind them, and that's not me. But also like others of them, they're just jealous.
Here we go.
And obviously it's not like they're saying to you, oh, I'm jealous, but you can see that they're jealous because they'll make like snide comments, or they'll be like, or like little things along those lines. Or some of them, I wouldn't attribute this one to jealousy, but just more so like they want to be kept. They'll say like, you're the one with all the money, you know? And sometimes jokingly, we're just like, okay, but that's not a funny joke if I don't know you. So I will say like for those reasons, it is a lot harder. But also another reason it's harder in general, I think, is because once you are making above a certain amount, you usually have a certain kind of lifestyle. And if you want to maintain that lifestyle, but also include your significant other in that lifestyle, they do have to be making within that range, right? I'm not saying that I will only date someone who makes more than me. That's absolutely not the case, but you do need to be probably making, you know, like low to mid six figures, somewhere like 200 or higher.
These high earning women always fail to realize that with the 200K man, after you add in all the other requirements she has, such as him being over 6 feet tall, single, not in the LGBTQ++ community, not being overweight, after you add that up with everything else she has, she just eliminated the majority of men. She is now seeking a 9% man, and all the other women she knows are seeking this high-earning man themselves. So what will make her stand out from the others? It's not your money, my lady, it's not your money. And another sad thing is, these video making women never talk about a man's character, his moral compass. Would he be a good husband or father? All them talk about is the money. See? I would call that gold digging.
In order for us to have the lifestyle that I envision myself living, and mind you, I'm still working towards the lifestyle that I want to be living. But if I like to take vacations and I like to buy, diversify my investments and do all these different kinds of things, you need to be able to do that too, right? Like I'm not here just funding your lifestyle. We need to be able to do this together. And so naturally, you have to have some sort of, you know, cushion on your own before you come into my sphere, or before we can even really get along or be in the same like tax bracket. But again, I wouldn't say like he has to make more than me, but he does need to make close to it, or somewhere that would allow him to still be in that same area or same arena of what it is, of what my lifestyle is like and what I'm hoping it to be, right? Because the goal for me is at least to build generational wealth, and you can do that from a full-time job. I work full-time, but I also have significant side hustles, and yeah, it takes a lot of time, but to me it's worth it, right? Because I'm young, I have the time, I have the energy, and then later on in life, I'm just going to be able to like chill and just live off of what the hard work that I've been putting in now. You had replied to this and also asked about like splitting expenses and different things like that. I don't believe in, you know, like merging money or anything like that unless I am married, which I am not. And so I wasn't doing any of that. In terms of like dating, I still do think a man, especially for the first few dates, needs to be paying for the dates. Like, they need to be doing the courting, the courtship, all of that.
Now, she wants a traditional man to pay the bills and take her out on dates. But at the same time, she wants to spend most of her time in the workforce. No, I have no issues with a lady wanting to work. No issues whatsoever if she wants to work and helping to build generational wealth for the family. But she wants a traditional man. She said a man needs to come into her sphere. You understand me, Bridget? Her sphere. Traditionally, the woman goes into the man's sphere as he is the leader. That's the traditional way. She has no intention of following a man as a leader. You can tell by how she talks. But she wants a traditional one. My lady, good luck with that one.
To kind of sum up, because this is long, dating is a lot more difficult.
Here's the reality of the crap men have to deal with when it comes to modern day woman.
Many women say they are finding it very hard to find a man who makes as much as they do. And this is changing the age-old mentality that men are the breadwinners. And researchers say they are seeing a trend of women dating down, which means, a man who...
Dating down.
So women, we're more educated now. And so with that being said, we're going to hold off on the baby making. We're going to hold off until we get that great job, really career driven. Mm-hmm. And I don't think there's anything wrong with hoping that there's someone either on your level or higher than you.
So before, right, it was okay when the man made more money to be the one to buy everything, to do, treat you and all this other kind of stuff. And now that you make more money, you can't be that one because you're dating down.
Men from the beginning of time have always dated down. But now that more women are making higher salaries, it is now a problem for them to date down. Why is dating down only monetary? A man can have more experience. He can be stronger than you. He can be morally better than you. He can be wiser than you. He can fix stuff that you can't do. But because he earns less than you don't want that lion.
You wanted to make more money.
Right.
Are you going to find many men out there that makes as much as you do?
And my point is, so now you're going to, because we hear so much about women that are like, oh, there's nobody out there, there's no one out there, I can't find love, I'm getting too old. Now you're going to sacrifice the fact that you could find that love because the man's not making that much money?
One of the misconceptions being spread by black women and some men is that black men are earning less than black women on average. Brethren, that is totally not true. From the ages of 25 and over, black men are making more money than black women. These women are more educated, but they aren't making more money. The problem is not the men, it's you, black woman. What is it about you, your standards, your requirements, or your perceptions for what a black man is or is supposed to be that makes you think that we are not worthy of you? What is it? The next clip features this black woman who cannot find a king, but notice that other races of women aren't like her.
So I just went to brunch with a couple of my homegirls after church, and there were 5 of us. 4 of us were black, 1 was white. And the 4 of us black girls were single, and the white girl is in a happy, healthy, thriving relationship. Her partner is Hispanic, and they have been dating for a few months now, but like the normal progression: met, hit it off, went on a few dates, got in a relationship, long distance right now, meeting parents soon. Like the normal. Okay, no gray, no limbo, no nothing like that. And then me and all my black homegirls are talking about our relationship status, and all of us are all of us are single, for sure. All of us are like actively dating, some more active than others, but nonetheless single. But then we're kind of telling the stories of like the guys that we're talking to or have gone on recent dates with, and like these struggle stories are insane. And for reference, we're all in between 27 and 29, maybe 30. Why is this the commonality with me and all my black girls? like faithfully. Not just this group of black girls, but like so many. My closest friends, my black girlies that I've met on assignments, out, like all my black girlies that exclusively date black men are on a struggle bus. And a part of me is like, just get off the bus, date other races, start dating any other race. And there is something in my stomach that immediately just gets sick at that thought. I want black love. I once read this article and it was saying how black women need to start dating outside of their race because it's not working. Like, it broke down all these statistics and all these things. And I did a poll on my Instagram story, like, would you rather date down or date down within your race? So date down with a black man. So, you know, let go of some of your non-negotiables, a man that makes less than you, a man that, like, whatever your non-negotiables are, date down from those, or date white. And a majority of black women said they would rather date down. And I'm like, what is the chokehold? I'm asking myself, what is the chokehold? Like, I myself would rather date down than date outside of my race. And it's just so frustrating. It's so frustrating. I wish I had more to say than that. I am very frustrated with dating at this point, and I get the girlies that are like, decenter men and focus on your relationship with God and focus on your friendships and da-da-da-da. And that's what my 20s has been all about. My friends, traveling, catching a fight, doing whatever I want to do, spending money willy-nilly. Like, that's what I do. Like, y'all not trying to come home to the same person every day? Y'all not trying to fold his laundry? Y'all not trying to cook dinner? Y'all not trying to go to Pilates after you make your kids lunch? Oh, we got different goals.
She was traveling the world and wasting money in her 20s, and now she's heading into her 30s. And of course, she wants to settle down. Now she expects a high-value man to magically appear. Well, you know, she can have her dreams. Nothing wrong with having your dreams. But do they make sense? At least this young lady is willing to date down and be with a black king. On the other side, we have this type of black woman.
Go where you are appreciated. A lot of black men will be very upset when they see this video, and I don't care. I don't. But let me just say this. There is a small, very, very small percentage of black men that will treat you very well. But the rest of them, you can forget it. You can forget it.
My lions, she's using her bitterness to judge us as a black men. Only an unintelligent person would put all black men in a box, as if she speaks for all of them. She's attracting black men who are trash because she is trash. As they say, like attracts like.
They don't believe in marriage, but they want kids, and a lot of kids.
I bet she doesn't know that black men have a higher marriage rate than black women. So who really doesn't want marriage? She also doesn't know that single black women have more kids than single black men.
Okay, we listen, but we don't judge. Yes, I had my first child at 13. I got pregnant at 13. Then I had another one at 15. Then popped another one at 16. Then 17. Then 18. 19, and so on. Yes, I have 7 kids. I'm not ashamed of it, from 7 different men, and I'm currently pregnant right now with my 8th child.
They're pro-struggle love. Very feminine.
There she goes, shaming and insulting all black men.
But if you date outside your race, you won't have those problems.
The marriage rate of black women with other races of men is dismal. See? These men are not rushing to put a ring on your finger, my black ladies. The statistics shows that easily. You want these men? Change your mentality and behavior. Remember what I say in this video doesn't apply to all black women, because I don't want anyone to get in them feelings.
Black men are some of the most undervalued, disrespected men of our time. Not only do they have to deal with racial profiling, they have to live and work in a system that was created for them to fail. They're constantly being demasculated by their size or how much money they make. And it's done to them by the women of their own culture. We're the only women that will publicly humiliate a man based on the size of his anatomy and his finances. Only 15% of Americans are making over $100,000 a year. If you meet a man that's not physically or mentally abusive and has beat the system, he's already successful. If you feel like that you're lowering your standards based on how much a man makes, then you just don't need a man.
Hold tight. God, I'm gone again.